Hi guys, this is Zryken. How's it going? It's been a really long time, cause at this point I consider my channel dead, officially, cause life gets the best of you. So, what am I doing today? Well, obviously it's not a stop motion video, cause if it was, this would probably be like my last one. you know, 2/3 of the video just me talking, 1/3 is just the stop motion. No one's here for that, and I know that now. So, what am I doing instead? I decided to go change my ways from the past year, 2 years or something. And it's not drawing either. You know what it is? It's what everyone else has been doing. Toy reviews. And what am I doing it on? The Hagane Works Alloy Alter Ego MECHA ELI-CHAN. Does anyone know what this is from? It's from Fake Grand Order. Do I know that? I'm familiar with it. I played the game for a bit. Oh, and it's also made by Good Smile Company. You can see in that cone down there. But yeah, I got this from HOJ. Also, I forgot to mention that I got this from HOJ. The funny thing about that, out of the entire thing I got from HOJ, this is the most expensive. The rest were like $40. Like literally, like I was gonna say half the price. Not even. Like it wouldn't even touch this. This figure here goes for $182. And why am I doing a figure review on the most expensive toy I own now? Why not? So let's get to it. Whoops. I didn't mean to do that, but that was totally out of... That wasn't scripted. But here it is. Here is the figure. Let me bring the tail down. It is small. It is a lot smaller than I thought. And it doesn't have a lot of die-cast metal, which is to my surprise. So this is everything. And this is just the first one, I would say. And what I really liked is the fact that the stand has all the effect parts, the hand parts, the missiles, and if we look under for just censoring, you can see like the lasers, the stands, the extra heads, and everything else. We'll get into closer detail with that later. But let's get to the figure at hand, because this is an amazingly adorable figure. Yeah. Overall, design actually looks nice. I really like the pink metallic thing, sheen that she has, because it pops. It's very vibrant and it's very metallic. Not to mention, did I mention that she's pointy? Like these parts, her hair isn't really, because it's like soft, like it's soft. Her horns are malleable, so in case you drop it, it won't break. The only ones that are sharp are her feet, because you just poke it and it's sharper than anything else here. So let's turn the brightness by 1. Oh my god, that almost went out. But yeah, she's primarily white, gray, and pink. So this is what it looks like. Let's move on to the articulation actually. Should we do that? Yeah. So her head is, the top part is on a ball joint, so you can move it around like this. Do that. The base of the neck is on a swivel. I tried like tilting it a little bit. I realized that that wasn't a good move. So there it goes like that. And the back of her hair, these parts are on hinges, so you can bring it out like this. It's like spread them out, and it makes it interesting because if we look at the back, it kind of shows off that it's kind of weird, but you get a better view at the neck then. So we could turn that back. The wings on her hair are actually movable as well because they're on pegs, so you can bring it up, bring it down. If I wish I had a better angle of doing that, but and it's out of focus again. And the wings here have a hinge, so you could bring it out like that. Same with the other side, obviously. And then these cannon parts are just on a peg, so You can just turn them. That's it. That's it. I think that's it for the head. Then we could go to the torso. I think her torso is like on a ball joint kind of thing. So it can do. Let's move arm up, left. I would like to say that it could go down pretty well. That's actually like the farthest I've ever gotten it to go down, and then go back like that. But she's impeded by her backpack thing right there. See that little silver thing right there. So that's it. And she can't really do like that either. So not as much. Not as much as I thought. Her arms are on this weird ball joint thing. So the ball joint's in, I think it's inside the body. So you get this really nice spin to it. Or like, what do you call it? A curve? Curve? It's not a curve. Roll. You could get a really nice shoulder roll. And then her elbow is double jointed. Her wrists are, I think, yeah, they're ball jointed as well. So there goes that. I think this cuff is movable. Don't know the reason for that. But yeah, her arms are extremely posable and also expressive. So I'll probably work a mess of that later. I don't think the lower part is movable. So we can just move her up. Oh, that's a little too far. So let's put it back on the stand. Her legs. Sorry, we're gonna look under the skirt now. We're mechanics now. Guys, bear that in mind. We're mechanics. So her legs can go forward. Yep. It could go forward that far. How far can we go backwards? Not too far back. So obviously forward is a lot better. Can she go to the she can't really spread to the side as wide. But with her legs, I know that she can do a thigh. She could twist around the thigh area where there's like a little like square end that's like sticking up that kind of prevents it. So if I can show it, as you can see under the skirt, I'm sorry, you can see that this little thing on the side is just blocking the articulation. So you can just move it like that. Her legs, her knees are actually double jointed, so if you bend it, you can get the little bit of the inner frame, or like the gray part. So it makes a nice double jointed knee. It's really nice. And no toe articulation because she has those sticks. She has sticks for feet. But other than that, decently posable. Another thing I forgot to mention was the tail. So it's just all hinge joints. So the hinge joint goes up and down, hinge joint here, and hinge joint here as well. I don't know why it bends that far on the other side, but yeah. Amazingly painted. Now, the other thing I don't really mention is that I rarely do toy reviews. I just watch a lot of them. So if this is scuffed and you guys stop watching, I don't blame you. So we could get to the accessories now. One of them is the missiles. So you could bring this up. And then you can use these missiles in the back here. So one, let me lift you up. I think it's also good to note that you shouldn't put these down all the way, otherwise they'll get stuck. And if they do get stuck, you might break them. And then stuff happens. And you're going to have to buy, but waste another, well, not waste, unless you call it wasting another 180 on this. So you can just put it in here. And with the exception of an explosive part, you could basically put this in here, but we'll do with what the box showed, which is popping out of her hand. Oh yeah, it is a ball joint. Okay, use these closed hands. I forgot to mention, her hands are 2 closed hands and 2 holding hands, and the open ones that she already comes with. So let's do... Wow, I didn't realize it would be difficult to take out. As far as I got to messing around with this, I've just opened the box and put the stand together. Then, the other hand, then we could do an explosive part here, and then a missile here. Actually, okay, we just do it like this. Oh no, it's the other way around. Can't do it like that. Alright, let's try this out. And there we go. We got a missile shooting out of her skirt. But I think it would be better if we actually changed the face for that. So, it's like Figma. So you just take out the top part of her bangs. So make sure you don't lose this. Otherwise you get this. And then change your face. This is a lot easier to do away from camera. And then you get this naked thing. So you can just go move that out, move that back. At least go under the stand, pick a face, pick the angriest one you can find. Make sure it attaches first. Does it work? I don't think I got it in right. Okay, now I got it in. Put the bangs back on. And there you go. You have her angry face with missiles coming out of her skirt. So I did reset, but I also made a fatal error where I only did 3 of these, right? But I realized you could have the bottom ones open too. Hooray for looking at the box art again. Hold on. There you actually do it with 2 hands. Not that one, but this one. So you get 5 instead of 3. So that was my error. And I think you'd be dead by that point. But we could move on to the next ones, which are basically just having these and missiles. This is why you don't put them all the way down. Then you get this. A missile flying. So it'd be better with another stand. So we go down here, grab another one. I'm going to bring both of these out actually. So it would just be like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I grab another of these adaptive parts, because this one, there's a total of 3, right? But you use one for her because she can't stand on her own. So you just do that and then try to attach it. At least I think that's how it's supposed to go. Hold on, let me go consult the instructions. There's no way I could actually get that in. Actually, it's this way, okay. So you do it like this. I think that's how you do it. There, that's how you get one missile. And then the rest just stay in. Oh yeah, since this is Hagane Works, they do have diecast. I'm not great at finding diecast metal in figures. The only ones I know so far is in the torso, or like the upper torso, so like right here. And then the thighs. Or the thighs? The shins. That's all I found. Everything else is just kind of regular. So, it's very strange for me. Another accessory is bringing back this open hand and changing out this hand. Hopefully it works. So you're just staring at my arm the entire time. Doing like that. Have it stare to the side. Then using this smaller explosion piece, putting it right here. Actually, yeah, this one works. So we take that part out, actually. Put this explosion right here. And getting these smaller needle parts right here. The only issue I would say about these is that these are 2 holes and 1 peg, and the base is 2 pegs and 1 hole. And if you mess up, and it kind of, I think it'll break eventually. So there's the needle like finger abilities. I don't really know what it's called. Feel free to correct me. So there we go. Oh, and also, like, did I tell you how malleable the hair is? So it's like movable. So it's not really in the way of the articulation. But I wouldn't recommend posing it like that, because next you know the hair is permanently warped like that. So be careful, especially if you own a $180 figure. So I'm gonna move that away, put it back in that stand, and moving on to the other effect part, which is kind of my favorite actually. We'll go back to the fist. Oh wait, we could do it like that actually, where she does a rocket punch. So you can have it put in like this. Put the accessory on. I think, yeah, it goes like this. Yeah, and you can have her do a rocket punch. I think this is the way to do it. Or, if you really wanted to, you could just have it beforehand. So you could just attach her other arm to this piece and just have it attached like that. Oop. Maybe actually hold on to that part too. Maybe if I could get this to work, that'd be nice. So yeah, it's a little janky at my end, because now she looks like she's tilting. She is tilting, but yeah, you got those. And while we still have her arms off, moving all these parts, we can have these drill parts. So what you do is just attach them to the hands. I should probably close these up first. Then you get her with double drills. And I think this is actually one of my favorite parts. So you get her with drills, with drill arms. I never thought that... Oh, I don't know where I was going with that, but this is actually pretty nice. Pretty nifty. And, oh, there goes that. If anything else, she has effect parts. Well, like she has more effect parts, actually. So, one of them is basically a laser. Or 2 lasers. 2 ways of doing a laser. So let me go reset everything again. Okay, so we can move on to the laser part. So what we're going to do is reach down to the bottom. You don't have to do this. You could be smarter and not actually do this. So yeah, like I said, you could be a lot smarter than I am. Take this effect part out. I'm doing it like that just so I don't actually break anything. Same with this one. Bringing this one out. Oop, I almost bent that one. And then we could take one face out because we're going to need that later. And then what we're going to do is bend the tail over her head like this. And what it's going to do is we're going to use this stand right here and attach this to it. Attach this zipping laser effect. And what that's going to do is just make it look like she's shooting a laser out of her tail. Wait, actually, it's a lot easier if you just do it like this. And there you go. It's actually really adorable. Especially since, like, it's so retro. Like, if anyone knows, like, any of the Showa era, like, stuff, yeah, this is, like, it's fun. This is fun. Then we can move on to the other one, which is, let's go get her into this pose. Take her, change her face. I shouldn't grab by the ears. I feel like the ears are the more delicate parts. But I do like this. Like, if you look at the design for the head, she has like fangs, and I find that pretty adorable. Let's just move on to this face. If I could get it in. And have her face plant. This is kind of the reason why you don't do everything on the one stand. Or if you do it away from the camera. So now you can see she's getting mad. So then all you do is, actually, I think it's better if I use this middle one. And then you just make it look like she's gonna laser someone downwards at least. Maybe? Hold on. You just gotta line it up, right? This is driving me nuts. But yeah, it still gets the point across, I guess. Unless, like, something else is supposed to attach to it, but I don't know. I thought it was, like, gonna be like this, too. But it's like, why would it be like that, I guess? And then, the last one, the best one we saved for last is I was gonna say, generic embarrassed face. So let's just take all this out. Pigeon here. I say generic, but it's very unique, especially for a robot character like her. So you could just get her into a more embarrassed pose. It actually changes a lot. Okay, it works. You know, I kind of just want to leave it like this now. But we got stuff to do, so we got to move on. And we got to clean up all this mess anyway. So let me go and clean that up, and we'll move on to the next section. Alright, I'm back. And I changed it out with a Figma stand. Sorry, Verde. stolen from you. But it works, obviously, because it's made by Good Smile Company, and they also make Figma. So what we're gonna do this time is actually make the, what was it called? Mecha Wyvern. Yeah, Mecha Wyvern. So the best way to do it, dismantle it completely. I'm joking. So you take off the wings on the hairpiece. So 1 and 2. Then you spin to the back, flip the hair up, and the best way I do this is rip the tail off first, and then the backpack, because it's being held by 2 clips on the back. So make sure you don't damage that, because you won't attach it on again ever again, unless you really want that. And the last one is to take off her like these fluff bits on the skirt. The best way I found it is that the skirt is attached on a C clips. So what I did was basically take out 1, 2, and 3, because the skirt is in 3 segments, and the face is really fitting for this situation. So let's just move that out of the way, so then we can move her out. So this is the way I do it. I don't recommend doing this, because next thing you know, I do break it. So it's held on by pegs, and I have not found a way to easily remove the skirt unless I did it like this. So if this one wants to come off, that'd be nice. Listen, I'm trying to save Eli-chan's dignity here. So there's that. So you just slap the skirt parts back on. And I'm doing it away from camera. We already know what it's like. And there we go. We have Eli-chan in her thing without the dragon bits. And funny enough, she's actually a lot more posable with... Oh, the leg wise, she's actually a little more posable without it. I kind of like it like this, to be honest. So, just moving that out of the way. And then we're met with a huge mess of dragon bits. So, the other bit we need are the drills. So we're taking 1 and 2. We can also take these exploding bits for later use. And what we're going to do is assemble it. So you can see under here, 2 pegs in the middle. What that's going to be is for this part and the tail. And what you're going to do is unfold the dragon head so it is completely straight. These are the dragon feet. Twist that down so it reveals the peg right here. Move on and attach it to the bottom, into the middle. Obviously you want to make sure it's in the middle because it's not that hard to miss. Same with this. The obviously bottom side, top side spikier, and then you just twist the peg upwards. Then you fit it in, and as you can see, there is a small tab right here. It's not that hard to miss, and what you're going to do is attach it here. The tab will keep everything together, but I don't really recommend shaking it and flying it around. Like I said, this is a $180 figure. Be careful. You don't want to buy another one, do you? Unless you're that rich, then please help me out. Then what you're going to do is go to the wings. You're going to turn these cannon bits to the other side. So you're doing a 180 here. You're going to the wings, underneath the wings, and you're twisting. You're pulling this part down. And what that does is allows you to attach the drill on. Right here. Like that. So you got one wing done. Oh my god, English. And you're going to attach it to these 2 pegs on the bottom. Like closest to the head. So that goes 1, and you're gonna do the same on the other side. So 180 to bring down and then attach. It doesn't really matter which peg you put it on because there's like 4 of them. But it's not the middle. Obviously it's not the middle because that's for something else. And then here you go. You got the Mecha Wyvern and the explosive bits. As if it's flying in the air. Now, all we gotta do is move these stands to the side. I gotta make sure I grab the right ones because I do have the old Figma stand next to me, and it's discolored. Like it's pretty brown. Because Verida is an old Figma, and oh yeah, also with the stands you need two of them. You can't just use one because if you use just one, it's gonna explode. Literally. I have not tried it yet, and I don't want to try it. Oh. And that's why I love that. And there you go. You got Mecha Wyvern in the air with boost effects. I can't talk today. Boost effects. I think it's right. Why does it feel like it's wrong? So you can see it fly. Oh, also, there's a really neat articulation here. You can open its mouth. There you go. And that's it. This reminds me of Mecha Godzilla. I think that's where they got the idea from. I cannot shake that idea away. And the lighting is not doing it justice. Let me go change that. So yeah, you can see Mecha Wyvern flying through the air with being held by two arms because of the fact that there's no peg in the middle. Would have been nice if there was a peg in the middle, but I could understand that. So then we could bring Ellie, just literally just disassemble that. And then just have her attached on the stand, and then yeah. I mean, in this kind of situation, the face doesn't really help, but yeah, this is how it's supposed to work, minus the face. So yeah, but let's bring the lighting back. Then what you can do now, instead of having Mecha Wyvern in the side, moving her to the side, you can have Mecha Wyvern like that, and you can have Ellie on the side. And what you can do is basically have them both side by side, or if we display them together. And then the one gimmick I keep forgetting. So let's just bring out her other hands. I realized that putting the open hands on here made it going down. Putting the open hands on here made it extremely loose. Or I think it's just different, so it's just very weird. But I'm gonna well, actually that's easier. Doing it like that, scrolling, spinning her around again, just for this one piece. What it's supposed to do is you take off one of these wings, take off the drill bit, and then it's supposed to attach into her hand like this. I didn't do that right. So with her open hand, it's supposed to basically hold her wing like a blade. And that's actually kind of cool. I think that should be it. Let's just do size comparisons now. So, since she can't really stand on the base, or on basically anything very well, I might as well just have a stand like that. Actually, that's better. So let's bring... I can't bring this down any lower. Dang it, Powerrider. So here she is on the ground. Right, and this one, another fellow person who can't stand on their own, Strelitzia. This is the Robot Damashi version, so you can see that. The colors are varied. She might be a little dustier because of how she's been sitting on my desk for a while. So, there's that. And then, the other one is an SH Figuarts Shinkocho Seiho Garo. The only reason why I brought this one out, he's a little more expensive. But I got him secondhand, so he was like half the price of her. And she's a little taller, actually, than that Figuarts. But it's a very large contrast, too, because you can't really see the details in Garo now. Oh, yeah. And going to another fellow Good Smile Company figure. There you go, fix this first. How'd you come off? Wait, I know how it came off, never mind. There we go. Kamen Rider Verde. Oh my god, she's tiny. So she's like an entire head or two taller, mainly because of her horns too. So yeah, I actually do think this is a good figure. It's a pretty interesting figure. Now that I messed around with the faces and everything, it's like, oh my god. New treasure. It's cute. I like it. It's really cute. Especially with the embarrassed face. It adds in a little more personality. This entire thing has been a weird run for me, I guess. Because this is my first one. This is my first Hagane Works figure. And the best part about it is that it's at least something I know about. Or I have an interest in. Would I definitely get these? That's my verdict. Yes. If you can basically say get it at a cheaper price, maybe like not 180, because it doesn't actually have a lot of die cast. Because like the only die cast I could feel was like usually on the calves down here and like the chest, the bosom area. But if you're a big fan of mecha girls or robot girls, then this is it. Unless you want cheaper ones, then I could recommend some. But this one, oh yeah, that's right. There's like clear parts on the little bits here. It kind of just, it's like very interesting because it's like it zooms in, not zooms in. It's like a magnifying glass where it enlarges the hair bit. I would recommend this. Like paint wise, it's pretty good. There hasn't really been any scuffing, especially when I messed around with it. Especially since I opened this box like an hour ago. So it's not bad. I actually really like it. The only difficulty I would say is its high price point, especially for casual people like me. I think 180 was a little too much for this, but I pre-ordered it because it was just like, it better have die cast, and it does, but I thought it would have a little more. But the best thing is the stand, obviously. Like the figure's fine, it's fun, it does what it does, but the stand, this base, if you look at it, it has so many ports. You can even just throw this guy on there for the heck of it. Or just anyone in general. Like, I don't know if this one could work, because this is like an old one. Does it work? Not really. So any of the newer ones, like, because you can see how this is yellowed. And yeah. I would definitely recommend this. Especially, like, if you like this kind of art style, if you like Fate Grand Order, if you like robots in general, if you just want to get it for the store guy, then that's fine. But the entire package is pretty worth it. Speaking of the package, it's a fun one. And I know I think when I saw it, I was like, it looks a lot bigger. It's one of those things where you kind of have to go at it with an open mind, because I know that I'm kind of a fan of this character because it's a robot, but it's just one of those things where you gotta like it, or you're just curious. I was curious and I got it, and I'm not disappointed. I guess the only other thing is that I kind of wish they had more diecast metal. But what it comes with is actually fine. I like the effect parts. I like how these two basically combine, and you basically don't notice his head until you actually look for it. And this reminds me of someone. It's especially with the horns and the hair, but I can't really say who. But yeah, this has been Zryken. I definitely recommend getting this figure, despite the fact that I'm a really bad review person. So that's been a thing. Now the only question is, am I gonna upload this? Cause next thing you know, it stays in editing limbo like all my other projects. So yeah. Oh boy. Let's hope it doesn't end up in limbo.
Right with the first generation, and you're gonna be like, well, who the heck are these characters? Then you have to watch that series. It's just the same loop. That's why something like Curator vs. Space Squad is really funny to me, because you have to watch 10 series before you can get to that Visa Next, which is why I still have yet to actually watch that Visa Next, because I have not seen half of the series.
I have never seen you this riled up in so long.